to my coaches that are struggling, that aren't hitting their goals, that aren't hitting Success Club, or if I just feel like I'm struggling, I talk to them and I figure out that usually it's one of these three things. They don't have a strategy, they aren't posting or sharing the right things in the right order. They might be posting, but they're not doing it with strategy. Or the third one, which is sadly the most common, is they just lack the confidence to post anything at all. And so what I do when I talk to them is I ask to see their Facebook page and their Instagram. Here's the thing. A lot of our coaches that are brand new, that have never been on Instagram, or they have like 5 people following them. And that's where they think the gold is gonna happen. When all of their real life humans that they actually know are over on Facebook, but they're hiding. The reason I know this is because I did this. And it took me 3 months to ever do anything in my business because I was hiding. I thought I was doing the things, I was posting, didn't have a strategy, wasn't posting on Facebook, and there was no inbox messages happening. So that's the other thing I ask is, can I see a couple of your inbox messages? Can I see a couple of your invites? Can I see a couple of your conversations? And usually what will follow in after is a lot of silence. And oh, I don't have any of those. And so what I tell my coaches is, social media is great, but it's the thing that complements the inbox messages. So if you have no inbox messages happening, no invites, no genuine conversations, then don't expect to be successful. So from there, once we've established that, I provide them with the strategy. So let's talk about said strategy. And the reason why I feel like having a plan, a parameter to give our coaches is the most important thing. To give them a voice, to give them confidence, to let them soar. The most rewarding thing in this business, I believe, is when we host our retreats and we get to spend time with the leaders on our team that have stepped up and done something. Even more rewarding than that is when they're here at this event. That is my favorite thing on the entire planet, and I truly believe that those coaches that make it here, you guys, are the ones that found their voice. They're not the ones that confined, they're not the ones that hid, they're the ones that stepped up and did the things. Now, on the note of finding your voice, and this was literally what I did. I hid behind curated content, I borrowed quotes off of Pinterest, I Googled photos, and I loved them. I was, attracted to them. I thought that they represented me, but I was hiding behind pictures that really weren't me. And this was what my Instagram feed looked like as a coach that was not hitting Success Club in my first 3 months. And so many of our coaches do this. They think that they're doing the things and they think they're filling out their business activity tracker when in reality, they're doing it in the wrong way and in the wrong order, and they're hiding behind who they truly are. And so what you want to let out is more confidence in sharing your story, in your coaches sharing their growth and their wins and their gratitude, and just what they're freaking loving about this business and in their life. So let's talk about strategy. Just, I love a good Excel spreadsheet. I just thought this slide, this is for everyone to takes out their phones and life. But I'll share this with you guys publicly in the roundtable and everything. So this 7-day loop is something that is not, you can't move day 1 to day 6, you stay within the parameters of this 7-day loop. You'll see 3 different colors, 3 different categories of posting. So green is your fitness journey. It's anything that is fitness motivation, any gratitude, any growth and progress that you're seeing in terms of your fitness journey, but you're also along the way breadcrumbing your VOD group and your challenge group. Yellow is your coaching journey. So when your coaches and yourself are hitting Success Club, I always say this, you're filling one of 2 buckets or both, your challenge group or your team. That's how we hit Success Club. So a lot of us are posting on social media, especially our new coaches, and they're not hitting on one of these 2 buckets. That's why they're not hitting Success Club. So day 1, you're gonna share your fitness. Oh, we gotta talk about the category. The pink one is the most important. It's you, it's the people and the things that you love most. It's who you are. That's literally the most important category. The other ones are critical, but none of that will click unless you're sharing who you truly are. So the green ones, fitness, day 1 and day 3. So Monday, your fitness journey, your commitment, and I'm gonna go through this with you. And then on Wednesday, you're gonna share more of your fitness journey. On day 2, on Tuesday, you're gonna share you. Thursday and Friday and Saturday, you, and then Sunday and Thursday is your coaching journey. So let's dive into this. I'm going to show you exactly what each day looks like. Now, day 1, you have one of 3 options, and this should be on a Monday morning. Either, obviously, number one is your transformation. If your coach has gone through a challenge group, or if you have a great transformation to show with our products, show that. That's option number one. It should be you. I really think that there's something powerful in telling our coaches to go after their own transformation. It's great to share other people's transformations, but your transformation is your business card. Share that. And I'm not the girl, by the way, that's preaching, you need to lose whatever amounts of pounds. I'm the girl that actually gained weight during her transformation. And I shout that loud. So whatever your transformation is, share that and empower your coaches to do it. Second option, a Beachbody product of whatever sorts. I love to show my gym setup, I always have. Body, Total Solution Challenge pack, Shakeology. When they receive their pack, a new coach is so excited when they receive that pack in mail. Just tell them to hold up the box and just share. This is my commitment, this is my beginning of starting. Now the day one commitment, this is actually an amazing coach that's in the audience, Jade, you're amazing. This is an elite coach on our team, and she came up with this idea. Jade, I love you. So she, with her husband, I love how she wrote her husband in this, and I'm sure her husband is thrilled to be on this slide right now. But she said to her coaches, like, listen, I get it, you don't have a transformation to show, but you do have a day one commitment. So let's take our before pictures and shout it out publicly and state that before picture. What another coach did on our team was she actually did what Jade did, but she was a little bit more self-conscious, and she just covered with a rectangle her midsection and put day one across it. So one of these three options, there's literally zero excuse, that's day one. I just want to say that just that day one, you were already on your way to being successful as a new coach. Like, that's so much more powerful than the random stuff that gets posted on social media. So day two, behind the scenes. One question I get a lot from especially new coaches, they're a bit freaked out to share kids, family, home, whatever. Share a pet or share a thing that you love. It doesn't have to be family right away. It can be just the things that make you you. Family and pets, everyday life, behind the scenes, your daily routine. I love sharing my office, and the things that make me me. So that's on Tuesday. On Wednesday, and these first couple of pictures here are baby Angie, circa 2013, in our first condo, and I loved sharing my workout space. I would wheel our coffee table underneath the dining table and mash out my workout, and I love sharing that setup. I didn't just blindly share a workout video. So many coaches will just blindly share a workout video, them just working out, and they don't know why they're doing it. There isn't a lot of value added. I think sharing a move of the day is great, but more so helping people understand how we work out at home and what our space is and what our setup is, and it also eliminates objections that might come your way in terms of I don't have the space or I don't have the equipment. You knock that out on your social media, you're winning. The other thing I love sharing is behind the scenes. Not just a sweaty selfie, but what were my wins this week? What's the progress I'm seeing? Even as little as into day 3. Thursday, I love this day, what you're learning. This will not only keep you on your grind with doing your personal development, but share the stuff that you're learning. Not a Pinterest quote, but what you're reading in your book that hit home with you and how you're growing. Your current personal development, and Sandy will love this, the National Anchor Call Takeaways. This Friday fun day. So this, if you want to help your coaches or you just want a nicer overall Instagram aesthetic, get outside. Outside equals better lighting, equals better photos, equals a better feed and first impression when people land on your page. And if you're gonna come at me about the it's cold where you are, that picture, I was freezing my tuchus off and we did it. And better lighting for it. It was worth it. So get outside. All right, this past week, my husband and I actually went to a pumpkin patch. I'm so basic it hurts with the pumpkin spice latte and everything. But my husband goes, you know what, how cool is it that we're going to do this really for content, if we're being honest, but our job forces us to get outside and to do fun things outside of sitting at a desk.
Yes.
We are lucky to be coaches. This is our life, this is our job. How freaking cool. My butt gets to go to a pumpkin patch to create content. The other thing that I love to do is just do a small meetup. If your coaches have, they're local, if they're not, do a meetup somewhere. 4 of you, 3 of you, 2 of you. And that will encourage your coaches to go Emerald as well, and to meet up, and to show the community, and to show what's exciting and what they love about their business. On Saturday, another post about you. What you love, your passions, your skills, your hobbies. There's no surprise that I love Disney. I talk about it. I talk about home decorating and all the nerdy things that make me me. Try and think of whatever you could, if you were locked in a room, what would you just talk about? If you could only talk about one thing, what would you talk about? And a skill. I have mad skills to be able to tell you what cocktail to drink in Disney World. It's a skill. I share it. So figure out what your skills are. It doesn't have to be that you're the next nutritional expert on anything. If that's you, Melissa McAllister, I love you, then you're golden. But if your skill is to, cocktail it up, then share that. So Sunday is the big day. And this is where when I said you can't move things around. The plan is the plan and the strategy is the strategy. I started to think about Sundays and how I felt about Sundays. Having to go back to my job, or that my husband was going back to his job. And Sundays just came with a pile of anxiety. If you've ever heard of Sunday scaries, it's a real thing. People feel it. They don't like going back to work on Monday. So I started to think, why not share my wins of the week as a coach, just what I was grateful for. And also it's a really good exercise to do that and figure out what you were grateful for that week. Current goals, future goals. I would share the big things, like our dream home and all the things. As a new coach, making a public promise is powerful. Because when you put out on social media what you want to achieve and you actually make that stuff happen, not only are you building credibility, not only are your coaches building credibility, but they're building confidence. Because when you follow through on the crap that you say that you're going to do, your confidence builds, and you believe in yourself, and you become that coach that comes to events like this. So this is where I blow your mind. And the 7-day loop continues to 21 days. So that green, every single Monday, follows through with the week after. You're going to share your progress. The Tuesday, you might share your favorite things instead of your family and your pets. It keeps progressing, it keeps growing, but it still follows that 7-day loop, that 7-day parameter. But on day 21, you're going to do it. So you've just shared a crap ton of value. You've shared who you are. You've talked about your body. You've talked about your progress, your gratitude, your results, your team. On day 21, when you share a 21-day transformation, and I would suggest pairing this with a 21-day program for a new coach, they have a transformation to share. That coach now has 7 days to lock in Success Club. That's just a bonus of the week. And they will probably lock in if they actually follow this plan. So if they're still struggling, and it's funny, I talked about this the last time I spoke at leadership. I had done this amazing brand personality quiz as a new coach, and it wasn't the answers that it gave, it was the questions that it asked me that got me thinking about, who do I want to serve? How do I want to serve them? And so I decided to make one, because that doesn't exist anymore. And this is something that I take my own coaches through. It's totally free. And what they find is who they actually are, who they want to attract, how they want to speak, the colors that they want to use on their pictures, and just what makes them them. And it kind of gives them that little oomph to go and actually soar. Now on this note, and this is where I get real, and it's a little bit tough love, and it's a little bit of how I really feel inside. When I started growing this business and starting to see traction, I got told this thing over and over and over again. You guys might have heard this. But what you're doing, is it duplicatable? I just want to say that it might not always be about duplication. Carl stood up here, he sat up here this morning and talked about how Beachbody innovates. And I really think that the company as a whole innovates. Why don't we? So I preach innovation over duplication, because the coaches that I have on my own team that are here, they didn't duplicate what I did. They innovated. They're true leaders, and I think that when you can instill that in your coaches from the get-go by just providing the parameters, just the guidelines, and then they can soar with the information that you give. And that's all that we want as leaders. That is the most thing that I am so proud of, that I have these friends here that are our best friends, and that is my favorite thing in this business. And that's what I hope for every single one of you, and those of you that have experienced this, you know how special it is, but in my heart of hearts, that is how it's done. Preach innovation, and your coaches will soar. Thank you.
Intervention.